What's up, guys? It's Joey with another marketing breakdown. Today we are covering why display ads fail. Now, first, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Like our video if you've had success with display ads, but secondly, leave a comment if you haven't had any success, and then explain why. Because it's always interesting for everybody that actually watches to see maybe what other people are going through or other companies. Now, we're going to keep it pretty simple. Today is just the 3 top reasons why display ads fail. If you have questions, my email is always listed below, and I've managed our business campaigns between about $3K a month upwards to about $65,000, $72,000 a month. So I can probably help out, if not, give you guys some opinion on what to do. But the truth is, display ads need to be a crucial part of your marketing strategy. But you also need to make sure you're doing it programmatically. It's automated, and on top of that, you can leverage tons of networks, DSP, and ad exchanges to get the best. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do direct buys here and there, but honestly, you can get way more for your marketing dollar if you do lean on the programmatic side. So let's just jump in. Top 3 reasons why display ads fail. 1, you do not know your target audience, or the agency doesn't. That's a common problem that you see in this industry, is that people don't put the time in to either build out an avatar or build out who their client is or customer. So know who they are in the sense of their age. What do they do online? What do they like? What makes them tick? What makes them move forward? Why do they want your product, or what needs are you solving for them? So a good tool for that is Google Trends. Go to Google Trends and type in some keywords that are associated to your business and your marketing, and you can kind of see, okay, that's a good word to use. I can see that's a common search term, or better yet, you can kind of see what you've been doing. If it's not so, let's say, popular on Google Trends, you maybe want to pull those certain types of words out of your display campaign. But knowing your target audience is key, because you have to have the right expectation when doing a display campaign. It is a digital billboard. It is not an AdWord where people are literally searching in Google saying, this is what I want, help me. Google says, here you go, bam, it's right there. Display ads are influencers. It is literally like taking a product, giving it to a famous Instagram person, and they're just like, I love drones, and you're like, oh, me too, I'll buy it. But you have to realize that display ad is the influencer just saying, you should look at this. And then where do they go? They're not going to buy it most likely right then. They're going to go research it. They're going to go engage with your ads somewhere else, or even just go to your website directly. So know that display ads are influencing your online audience, not technically making them buy on the spot. So make sure you have real expectations. But it only works if you know your target audience. Example, I love drones. Parrot and Avi is actually one of my favorite companies, drones, if you will. The truth about it, though, is that if they were to show an ad to me when I don't even know about drones, or not even really that interested, or let alone want to spend the money on it, the ad's going to fail because it's not targeted to the right type of person. But if they know that I'm researching drones, I'm part maybe in the drone community, I've been watching drone videos on YouTube, and now they start showing me ads saying, hey, we are the top drone company, you need to learn more about us, I probably will, because it's relevant. So again, know your target audience. Secondly, this one's huge. It's way overlooked, it's obvious, but you really need to make sure that you have it down. Have urgency in a call to action. It sounds so stupid, but it's so true. So many people just put click here on an ad. Everybody does that. Stand out, be different. Give them a reason to move forward today. If you do not, why will they? Why would your ad influence them to buy sooner than later? It most likely won't. So therefore, your display ad, because of time, could fail. It may be a great display ad, but if you're giving them no reason to click it, engage with it, or even go research you will have the problem of time come into your campaign. So again, you could have the best language on the ad, you could have the best artwork, it could be super hyper focused, but if you do not give that user a reason to move forward, your ad will fail. So good point for this right here is, again, if I'm interested in this, saying pricing, and again, this one's obvious, normally $6.99, but buy now $4.99, use code display ad drone, or use code drone display. I don't know. Something that, again, if they don't click on the ad, you can still get something out of it. Lastly, the one thing that really drives me up the wall when I talk to people about display ads, or I'm talking to my clients or agencies, is know how to use display ads. One, just remember the commercials back in the day. We used to all watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. Well, not all of us. I really enjoyed football. But again, it was something that we all did as a family, blah, 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 enjoyed it. But the commercials lost a little touch to them as time went on, in my opinion. Also, so as display ads, everybody's doing the same thing. Make sure you don't become display blind. Make sure your campaign actually is relevant and has some type of emotion tied to it. And again, make sure that that your display ad, when you look at it, it's not talking the language that you want it to talk to or talk about, but instead it's talking the language that the customer needs to hear and recognize. So knowing who your target audience is helps. Make sure you have a call to action, but making sure that you have some type of emotion inside that ad is also key. What I'm also kind of cutting off is, like, let's say 3.1 whatever. The point is that when you look at display ads and what you want out of them, you can break it down into a sales funnel almost. And that's one of the best things to do. If you look at display ads and say, I'm going to create one display ad to rule them all, well, whoever, Barbara, John, this is not Lord of the Rings. You cannot create one ad that speaks to a person who does not know about your product, who is considering your product, and lastly wants to buy your product. Now, maybe you could have a commercial, but again, aim small, miss small, win big. That is my favorite tagline. I use it all the time. The truth about display ads is if you look at a sales funnel, for example, and this is another thing, knowing who your target audience is, break it down a little bit. Look at who you want to reach with this ad, but then also understand that your ad's capabilities. If you want more people to know who your product is or service or anything, create an ad that says, hey, this is who I am. Engage with me, look me up online, find out more about me. And then what you do is have another display ad that's set up for people that are in the consideration phase, who are considering someone like you, your product, your services, and again, it just speaks value. Display ads can do such cool things if you can actually leverage what they can do in, let's say, their segment of your customer journey. Lastly, if you want to purchase, retarget ads are great, make sure you give them a good reason to purchase, give them an urgent offer, but again, follow the users that are actually not necessarily wanting to know more about your product, or the users who don't know who your product is. Focus on end users, the ones who are literally shopping competitors, maybe even went to your website a couple times, had something in the order now, or again, first party data that you just know that these people are my exact online audience and I know they want what I have to offer, whether it's a form submission you're trying to capture, a product seller, whatever it is. Separate your ads to speak to the user inside their customer journey. Don't be Lord of the Rings to try to create one ad to rule them all. So, quick review here. Sorry, a little plane going over me. Why display ads fail? One, target audience. You have to know who your target audience is. Second, urgency, effectiveness, creating a campaign around having someone move forward. Do not let time destroy your campaign, because you're never going to know if your campaign actually had the right type of artwork and words on it. And because again, they're not going to click on the ad, they're not going to engage with it, they're not going to move forward. Give the urgency message. Lastly, use your display campaign not as one campaign to rule the whole customer journey. Instead, break it up, segment it. Don't be afraid to test, and try to create ads that speak to people who are in your branding area, try to speak to people who are in your consideration area, and then also try to speak to people in the actual buying phase. So again, I'm Joey. I do this all day long, and I love to help out. If you ever have questions, obviously my email's below, but on this marketing breakdown, we covered why display ads fail. So if you have any questions, obviously reach out, but here's a couple tools to use. Like I mentioned Google Trends earlier. Also look at SpyFu. It's a really cool website, and I think you have to pay a little bit, but I think they do some trials there. But you also get a little bit of insight, and again, it's not always 100% accurate, but it's better than not having anything at all. SpyFu is a great one to use. Also, one of my top favorite ones is AdBeat. Anytime I go into a client meeting, or let's say I'm working on a new campaign for one of my clients or agencies, I go to AdBeat because I want to see that my clients' competitors and what type of ads are they running. It's a free, you just create an account, free service. But again, knowledge is power, and it sounds obvious. Do your freaking research. Don't just throw out a display ad and say, oh, there we go, I'm ready to go. Again, it's all about research. And if you haven't noticed, this whole thing is why display ads fail. It's probably because of one thing: research. Know who your target audience is. Know how to create the right messaging that makes your audience want to move forward, but then also knowing how to speak to your audience in the different areas that they are in inside their customer journey. So again, I'm Joey. Please share, like our video. Would love it if you would actually share it on your social media page. That would mean a lot to us over here. If you have any questions, let us know. Make sure you subscribe. And next video, we're going to dive into a couple different connected TV strategies. So have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.